And we're alive. Welcome, everybody, to the 59th playtest of Playtest This, featuring a perennial return favorite, Wes Woodbury. Hello, sir. Welcome back.
Hello. Hello.
And we got Sam Barmettler joining us of Outrun the Bear fame. You can see a few boxes of said game in the background there, which used to be blurred out, and then he unblurred them so that we could see the boxes.
That's not why, but you'll see why.
Yeah, it was pretty close. Sam, why don't you tell the folks at home who you are, how you got here, and how they can find out runthebear.com.
All right. Well, and it's pretty easy to find out runthebeargame.com. You just type that into your search bar or into your URL up there. But yeah, I'm Sam Barmettler, designer behind Outrun the Bear. Run Around the Stump Games LLC. One new title that I'm currently working on, Button Kingdoms, a game of fluff and corruption. It had its first playtest on Playtest This, and hopefully it's next, or not next playtest, but hopefully soon it'll have another playtest here. Also, proud owner of Wes Woodbury's release, Forge.
Yes.
So yeah, excited to see this next title and get a chance to playtest it and hopefully give some hopefully valuable feedback or some feedback that he should just ignore.
Yep, totally. So go out and find Forge, which can also be seen featured on this very live stream. Oh my gosh. Wes Woodbury, tell the kids at home how you got here and what you've been up to.
I crawled my way here out of a cold, dark place, but that's a tale for another time. I'm a game designer. I love playing games, making games, and making designs and never using them. So the latest game that came out was Forge, but I'm trying something new and different on a lighter scale today.
All right, sounds good. I am Evan Halbert. After the Empire was my first bigger release. And I've got some other things coming out in the next few years that hopefully you will buy many, many, many copies of. All right, everybody. Let's get into it. Wes, tell us about Kitty Kitty Bang Bang.
Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. So this is my take on kind of a lighter game. I find it hard to make light games, but they can be extremely successful titles that can broaden the horizons of a small company if they're successful. So that's kind of the purpose of Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, is trying to find a more simplistic game compared to what I've been used to making. That's for 2 to 6 players. It's kind of got its mechanics derived out of Crazy Eights and Uno, but a lot of fun adaptations to that. And in this game, each player is a cat trying to blow up the other cats at the table. Maybe we're in a locked room with a button that we can press, or maybe they're landmines that we're trying to avoid. But either way, the idea is that we're blowing each other up. Thankfully, we all have 9 lives, so if you get blown up, it's not the end of the world. You come back and you try again. The cat came back. What a lovely song. So each of these little tiles will just be your score. Normally, we'd write it on a piece of paper or something, but we each start with 9 lives. And you want me to go through the whole training thing?
Yeah.
All right. So we each start with 9 lives. You can see a little set of the rules here, but the idea is we're going to keep playing rounds of cards out until somebody successfully plays the last card as a bang card. So I'm just going to lay some cards out here to show you examples of what the cards are, but most importantly, the bang card. So play will go clockwise, and each player can play a card or a set of cards that matches the top card of the discard pile. But the only way that you can go out of the game is if the last card you play is a bang card. So you can see there, if your last card played, the round is over. But if it's not your last card played, the round would continue. And if somebody plays and goes out with a bang, each other player loses a life, and that's where your lives go down. They've had some success, blew you up, but there are some if that player has a bang card in their hand, they actually lose another life. So there's a downfall to holding on to bang cards. And so we'll keep playing rounds until 3 rounds are up, or until a player is eliminated. That way the game doesn't take too long. I don't want to try playing down to 0 lives because still trying to get through that part. So
yeah.
So maybe next I'll explain. It's been a while since I've had to start from scratch. So setup, each player will start with 9 cards. In future rounds, you'll start with a number of cards equal to the number of lives you have. So if you're down to 5 lives, you get a bit of a perk because you only have to draw 5 cards. And when the goal is to get rid of your cards, that's a good thing. So each player would get 9 cards, and then that player would choose a card from their hand to play down onto the discard pile. Has to either match the color or the number of the card, or the name of the card, because there's quite a few cards that don't have numbers. If I play a card like a paw, it doesn't have any effect. It'll say no effect, so it'll just be the next player's turn. But if I were to play a card that has an ability, let's say this swipe card, I can still play it because pink on pink, but then I can choose a player, and if they have a bang card in their hand, they must give me one. So when I play the card, I get the effect of the card. There's lots of little effects in the game. For example, this card, the box, only paw cards can be placed on top of it. So if this paw card ends up in the discard pile, other players can't play a card unless it's an actual paw card that is blue, for example, to go on top. So I'm not going to explain what every card does. There is a little rulebook here that helps you identify what the cards do, but they should be self-explanatory on the cards themselves. And one other thing, and I don't think I wrote it in the rules there, but if you have multiples of the same number or the same card name, you can play them both at the same time and choose what order they go in. So if I've got 2 5s and I'm playing it on top of a 5 or a matching color, I can play 2 cards. I think that should be good enough to get into it, unless you guys have any questions.
I will absorb it when we play a round.
One quick question. If someone plays a bang card, can someone then follow that card, or does that automatically end things?
If somebody goes out with a bang, that is the end of the round, no matter what cards people have in
That
their hand.
automatically ends it. Okay.
And what happens if you play your last card and it was not a bang?
Then you must draw a card, and it's the next player's turn.
Okay.
Good question. All right, I will group all these cards together, flip them over, give them a shuffle, and deal out 9 to each of the seated players. Deal to all seated players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll say, Sam, you can go first because you showed us a copy of Forge.
All right.
So I'm gonna. So the top card of this card pile is the play area, and you must play a card. If you cannot play a card, then you must draw a card into your hand.
Okay. My hand is feeling a little wonky here, and I keep dropping things out of it. So you just
let me see if I can fix that. Do you want to put your cards on the table? Maybe I have to fix our hand zones. Yeah. So you're purple?
Yeah.
Okay, let me fix that right now. There. Now try putting them back in your hands. Does that work better?
Not really. Let me just change my color here.
Is yours working for you, Evan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like you got a little bit of an issue with the purple, but that's a tabletop simulator issue, not a game issue. So
all right. And hands are always on the bottom of the screen, and if you hold Alt, it zooms the card in.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are TTS experts by now.
I don't know about expert, but
is anyone a TTS expert?
yes.
So on the playing of cards, I'm sorry if I kind of glazed past this. I am recovering from COVID. You can match according to color or type. I'm assuming.
Color or name on the card. Yes, you got it.
Or name on the card. All right.
It's the first time playing, getting used to what the cards do is what would take the longest, of course.
Color or name. And if you have more than one of the same, you play multiple copies.
You can play multiple copies, absolutely.
All right. So after playing this card, I may shuffle this into this pile, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yep. There may be reasons you'd want to do it. All right, and turn sequence, so blue is next, that'll be me. I'm going to play the paw card and say go.
Okay, so I can play a 7 or a blue card.
You got it.
Or multiples of the same 7 or blue card.
Yes, indeed.
Not just multiple blue cards.
No, sorry, it had to be the same name or the same number, so if you had...
Wait, same name or same number?
Right. So you can't play 2 different blue cards on top of it.
But I could not play a blue
Okay,
one.
so there are cards with the same number that have different names and cards with different numbers that have the same name.
Right, because every numbered card has a no ability card and an ability card.
So I could not play this.
Oh, you can. Yeah, it's still blue. Sorry, I think I misunderstood the question.
Wait.
You can play blue on blue, but you can't play 2 different blue cards. Like if you were stacking cards,
Okay.
I might have misunderstood the question.
So I can play the same number, the same name, or the same color.
Yeah, let's say you had these 2 ones. As long as your leading one matches the color, you can play 2 ones.
Okay.
We have 3 axes as opposed to Uno's 2.
Okay. Name, number, color. And multiples of...
Exactly matching
multiples of number, or multiples of color, or multiples of name?
More multiples of number or name. Not multiples
of
color.
number or name.
Yeah.
Not color.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I think I've got it.
I'll have to clarify that in my rules writing. That third element kind of pitches the brain to me.
Okay. So let's go with a paw. After all that multiples discussion, I am playing 1 card.
If you have another 7, you can play it.
I don't.
Oh.
Got pink out there.
I should have made the hand size the width of the table, then they'd be spread out for you. Is that a pass?
Yep.
All right. And that was Sam that played it. I'm gonna hiss at Sam. And make it Sam's turn.
Oh, all right.
It's more fun in person because then you would just hiss at the person without having to say who it is.
So that's skip a turn. That's what that is.
And if you're playing 5 players, then it's skip a lot of turns.
Yeah.
So play order goes back in normal.
Yep.
Here. Yeah. Okay.
Whose turn is it? Is it your turn, Sam?
I just played.
Oh,
back.
sorry.
Yeah.
I already messed myself up. Apologies. All right. I will say, Evan, if you have a bang card, do you have a bang card? Can I swipe it from you?
You may choose a player. If they have a bang card, they must give you 1. I do have a bang card.
Thanks. Want
You're
to take that
welcome.
bank. Your turn.
I will play.
And if you ever
But I-
cannot play a card, you can draw a card. And if it's playable, you
But
can
I
play
could
that.
not play this as a set.
Right. Has to be a 5.
So it's not about the
Oh.
name so much.
I see where the confusion is, because all the paws only say paw because they're basic cards. So I see where the confusion is. Whoops. That was your card, Sam? 3?
Yeah.
You can do
Oh,
that.
Yes, you can. Paw and a paw.
Okay.
This is where it's getting confusing, hey?
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. I'll reverse the turn order.
Oh,
Catnip.
you're doing it to me again. Feel like if I zoomed out, I would have 2 more cards than both of you. Oh no, you also stole one of my bangs.
I stole a bang.
Yep.
All right. Meow.
Okay. Let's see.
My
If you
turn.
make meow sounds.
Well, I may take if I
Wait,
make a
no.
meow sound,
I
I
get
may
a
take
turn.
2 turns, right?
You
According
get
to
2
that?
turns on your next turn as long as
Oh,
you
on my
meow
next. Okay.
as long as you meow until your next turn.
Okay.
Laser beam. I give another player a card face down, and you give me a card in return. Oh.
And it's a move. So you don't have to, but you can if you want to.
I give away this here card to you.
And I have to give you a card before I look at that card. So I will give you that one.
Yeah.
And is it my turn now? I should probably get a something to pass around when it's on TTS. Each opponent must draw a card. I'll play a dead fish. So each of you must draw a card.
All right.
And now it's Sam.
All right. Green.
Green.
And you get to play twice, right? Because you did the meow card.
Yes.
Playing a bang, but not going out yet.
I respond to the end of your turn by playing a pounce.
Ooh, it's like an instant.
And then I play this.
Pounce in a box.
And this.
And another box. All right.
Yep.
Does that make it my turn?
Yeah.
I will play an 8, and I will follow it up with another 8. But I'm not going to bother swatting. Off to you, Sam.
All right. I will choose Wes.
You know I got a bang. There you go.
Oh.
Back to Evan.
Oh, okay. You got 5 pink or swipe. We're gonna go blue.
Look at you breaking all those rules with your little laptop. Blue, and it's my turn.
Yep.
I'll play on it. Paw on blue. Off to you, Sam.
You have to play a card if you can, right?
You must play a card if you. Well, you can choose to draw a card instead of playing a card if you. So you can all. Yeah.
Interesting. I might be missing something now. We'll see if I understand it in a minute. So All right.
Oh,
Card.
off to Evan.
Oh, my turn?
Yep.
I will play the same color now. Can I do this?
That I see what you mean by the name. So we'll say for this game, yes, you can.
Okay.
Back to me. I can or choose not to draw a card. So if the card you drew you can play, you're allowed to play it.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Sam. Sam's gonna dig. So just dig flips the top card of the deck onto the discard pile. Kind of a random change up. Off to you, Evan.
I can choose to draw.
Yes.
Okay.
And then my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drop a box. Only a paw can go on a box. Off to you, Sam. Just happen to have an orange paw. Back to Evan.
It is now green.
Green on my turn. I must draw a card. And say go, Sam. See if Evan's planning pays off.
Damn it.
Say blue.
Oh,
Is that your last card?
no, he's
No.
not going out with a bang.
Okay. Truth, this card has every color.
Oh, you can't say blue, Sam. That
Oh,
card.
okay.
So if you
Sorry.
want to take it back, you can.
Yeah, I'm treating it as green then. Okay. Yeah.
So any color can be played on top of that bang card.
How many
Oh,
cards
okay.
how many cards do you guys have?
I have 3.
I'm 2.
So what color is down right now?
Every color.
Every color. Okay. I hiss at Wes.
My turn again.
Yep.
I'm gonna draw a card. I actually don't like that you hissed at me. Say go. Sam's turn. Laser pointer.
Give the card to Evan.
What if I don't want it?
And you do have to give me your other card.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, there you go.
Evan's turn.
Okay.
Neither of you has a bang because I think Sam played his bang at the wrong time.
Yeah. That was
And
what I was not quite understanding. I've got that now.
Gotcha. Bicolored paw. So
right,
that
I
one's
can do that because it's the same color.
Yep, it's green and orange. I can't play on either of those, or maybe I can, but I choose not to. I will drop a paw because I just picked that up. Go.
All right, I'm going to draw. Okay.
Evan.
I also draw and paw because it shares a name.
You got it. We're playing paw can be played on paw, so it makes it my go. I'll also drop a paw.
And then I will drop
Ooh,
this.
pounce.
Pounce.
Nice way to change the color right before your turn. Sorry.
I guess I will draw.
Did he surprise you with his pounce?
Yes.
Okay, I'm done. I drew.
All right. Pass.
I will hiss at Wes.
Oh. All right. I will draw a card. I can play that card. Drop in a box. Back to you, Sam.
I drew. Oh, and I can play it if I drew it, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
You
if
got
it can't be.
I match the paw and then match the 3. Is that how that works?
Yep. It's now blue. I'm going to have a scrap. So scrap means Sam has to pick up 2 cards. Unless he has a scrap card, he can play that. And then it makes Evan pick up 2 cards. Laser.
Laser beam. Okay, I draw a card.
Oh,
And
wait,
then I can
I
play
may
it.
give another player a card face down, so I'm
I
going to
can
give that
wait.
to Wes.
Can I play it immediately?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bang.
All right. Is it
well,
back to me
nice.
again?
Does that not
That was
matter?
his last card, though, right? That
Yeah.
Fang?
Yeah.
All right. And you got to say kitty, kitty, bang, bang. That's kind of one of the rules I didn't mention.
Kitty kitty bang bang.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So if he went out, then if either of us have a bang card in our hand, we lose an extra life. So normally I would lose a life, but I also have a bang card in my hand, so I lose 2 lives thanks to that round.
I do not have a bang card.
All right. So you lose 1 life and Evan loses no lives. And we'll flip these over and we'll do second round. And so now Evan will get 9 cards, but
Yep.
I'll get 7 and Sam will get 8. 1, 2, how many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I took an extra card. Evan, you want to grab a card out of my hand and I'll discard that one. Perfect. All right. And then person with the lowest lives goes first. There's a tiebreaker, but I will start with that. A 0. And clockwise we'll go to Evan.
Oh, back to me.
You can play a purple or a pink or a green. Fish.
I play
All right,
fish.
then.
And what does stackable mean?
Means you can play. That was before the doubling up rule, so you can stack. Well, that one you can. If you have multiple fish cards, you can stack it on top.
Oh, I do not have multiple fish cards.
Sam draws a card. I draw a card, and Sam's turn.
All right, I will play a fish.
Boo. So because he played a fish on a fish, that's how stackable works. So we're each drawing 2 cards.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I knew I wrote stackable for a reason. All right. So somebody were to stack a 3rd fish on there, we'd each pick up 3.
That would be very rude.
and is that specifically a chain or is that on the rest of this deck?
Just when they're connected. So once it's
Okay.
covered up, it doesn't apply anymore.
Yep.
I see what you mean, though. That would be confusing to track.
What is scrapping a card?
Where did I write that?
Oh, never mind. I get it now.
Okay.
I just can't read.
Evan, oh, it's Sam's turn, I think.
I
Sam,
played.
Sam played the first. Okay, sorry. I'm holding it up. All right, what do I got? What do I got? Oh, cards. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna do this.
So I'm going to play. Now I can play 2 with the same name, right?
Yep, that's the way we're playing it right now. So I think I messed
Okay.
something up there, but that's all right.
Oh,
All right.
I was just looking. It's just peeking.
Just a peeking.
Yep.
Drop a 5 and say go, Evan.
Okay, so I will. Well, as long as we can do the same name.
Yeah, see what I mean? I
Yeah.
gotta fix something there. That's how we're playing. That's how it's going.
That's how it works.
Lesson learned.
All right. Well, we'll call this strategic that I held off on these other pawns that I could have played then.
That's right. I think we're gonna call it a game after this round. Go ahead. Oh, top card. I'm gonna flip.
Oh,
Yes. I'll hiss at Sam. That means I get to go again.
Oh, rude.
Go ahead, Sam.
Okay. I will hiss at Evan.
Yeah. So right now it's a hiss.
Hiss.
7 and it's a blue. Well, you got to draw 2 unless you play a scrap.
What I get for being nice to Evan.
It was the only card I could have played.
All right. Off to me. That's blue or red. So I will play a dig, and I'm going to choose not to follow its rules. Go ahead, Evan.
Okay. We've got a dig, we've got a 2, and we've got a blue, which means I don't have any of those, but I do have a bang. Does that kill somebody?
That doesn't kill anybody.
Hmm.
It's only when you go out with a bang does anybody lose a life.
Okay.
Right. And I may place any color on that.
Correct.
So I will hiss at Evan.
Aw.
Your little hiss buddy.
I'm just coming right back at you with all the rudeness. We're skipping you.
I'll do some planning. I will choose the color to be blue.
Blue, that is rude. And then I can play it, but I'm not gonna.
All right, I'm gonna draw. Oh, and I can play it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a nap. Go ahead.
Oh, everything's awful. Okay, done.
Sam.
I'll play the nap.
Nice. I'll play the nap too.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
Nap's only good at the end of a round.
I swat. I may shuffle the discard pile into the deck. I don't know why I would or wouldn't, so I don't.
Sounds good.
I guess I end up drawing.
I will draw as well. And I can play it, so I will. Go.
Paw. I play a paw.
Okay. I will dig.
Take a bounce. My turn, draw a card. I will play a laser, and I will give somebody this card. I'm going to give this to Sam.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Why were you able to play that laser?
No, you're right. I can't play that laser. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm still thinking orange for some reason.
Cheater.
Disregard. I keep the card in my hand. Sam or Evan's turn.
We're going back to Wes.
Back to me. I will draw a card. I can play said card. It's the right color this time.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I'm going to
Sam.
draw a card. Oh, and I can play that card.
You can only play a paw.
I will play a paw. Go ahead, Sam.
Card can be on any card. All right. Any card can be placed on it. I will choose Evan.
What?
You have a bang card. You must give it to me.
Well, that's just rude.
Ouch. Played that one well.
That's rude.
Right before Evan's turn to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Slick.
I cannot play this.
So you must draw one.
Wes?
Evan's got to draw a card if he can't play a card.
I did.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
he drew the one card. He was at 0.
Oh, I see. Oh, because you gave him the bang card. It's all making sense. Yeah.
I
All
took
right. We got to do it. They go.
Only pause may be placed on this card.
Back to Evan.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, it's unfortunate for myself.
Don't you have that bang card?
Back
Oh,
to me.
I do have that bang card, but only pause can be placed on my last
That
card.
is a very frustrating card.
Nope.
Did you go, Evan?
I did.
All right. I'm also drawing a card because you've boxed us in. Go.
You boxed us in.
All right.
Back to me. Hey. I cannot play. So it has to be a green paw.
Green paw, white paw, any colored paw. Well, it has to, yeah, a green or a 1 or a paw.
Well, it can't just be any old one. It has to be a paw.
That's right.
And it would have to be green because that's the normal rule. And then it would have to be a paw because that's the additional rule.
Right.
So it has to be a green paw, which I don't
Or
have.
a 1 paw.
A 1
Right.
paw.
Oh, or
be
a
a
1
1
paw. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
All right. I drew.
Back to Evan.
Oh, did you draw 2, Wes?
I did draw a card, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm boxed in.
It is not a 1 or a paw. Go.
Go. That card's too strong. Evan.
Okay. It is a paw. Look out, everybody. Oh, but it's not green or a 1.
Great.
Done.
Yeah.
Oy. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Evan.
Okay.
Not working out well.
1. It is green, but it's not a paw. Done.
That's not going to do us very much good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm a little curious how many cards in this deck can satisfy this condition. Go ahead, Evan.
It is green. It is not a paw.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say
Real
go.
quick, Wes. Do you
Yeah.
happen to know is how many one paws are there and how many green paws are there in the deck?
Let me just double check my stats.
Just so we can search through, because we did have a big run on paws.
I've got some green
and
paws.
see if
in the
every
deck.
card possible is in the discard pile.
There'd be
some
a
green.
total of nine green paws.
9 green paws.
There's still some green paws in the deck.
Okay. All right.
I see
But-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green paws in the deck.
All right. I can draw once you stop searching. Yep.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Okay. Hey. This can be played on any color, but it is not a paw, so I cannot plant. Done.
Oh boy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Do you have another 6 you want to play on that, or another paw?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and play a 6 laser.
Sure.
Why
You
not?
may give another player a card face down. Then they gotta give me back a card. Let's give this to Wes.
Oh.
All right. I will in turn give you that.
Okay.
Okay, well, we've got a 6, and I need to match. I will make it green, actually.
Green. I will play a laser, but I'm not going to use its power. I don't feel like it. Back to you, Sam.
I will play a laser. And give this to Evan.
Well, thank you.
And Evan's gonna give me a card.
See it. Is that true?
Yep.
Okay. Get have the sucker. Okay. Laser. You're gonna scrap.
I cannot counter your scrap. Yes, scrappy little cat. So I draw
2
cards, and then I take a turn. Well, I can play a 7. Go ahead.
All right. Go ahead and choose pink.
Pink to Evan.
Pink. I play a pink.
That's your only card? All right.
That is my only paw. That is my only 0. That is my only pink.
I'll play a 2 and a 9 paw. Back to you, Sam.
All right. I will go ahead and scrap to Evan.
What are we scrapping?
Scrap.
Oh,
scrap.
respond.
Scrap's deflected to me, and it's still your turn.
Oh, excellent. I will. So what happens? What happens if I switch it back to Sam? Does he draw 2?
No, because the other card's effect's already been resolved.
Okay.
Because you finish that card before you play that card.
Okay.
But it
All
is
right,
Sam's.
we'll go ahead and skip Evan.
Nice. So back to me. All right.
So you draw 2.
Yeah, Wes already drew the 2.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to play a 9 and a 9. Back to Evan, I think. Is that the direction we're going?
Well, this is the turn that his is skipped.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
right now we're going back in clockwise order.
But this pounces immediately, so.
Poof.
Nice.
So I'm skipped, but I pounce.
All right. Well, I guess we'll be reversing turn order. So back
Excellent.
to Evan.
I will hiss, and I will make a hissing sound. Wait, how many cards are in your hand, Sam?
2.
Yes, Samuel.
I will end up drawing. Oh, and I can play it. And I'm digging.
Big, deep. Oh,
Oh, that is rude.
who's that scrap going to?
That would be back to Evan
Back to
because
me.
we're back in counterclockwise order.
I cannot scrap, but it is now my turn, and I cannot turn. Done.
All right, I'll send it back to you, Evan.
All right. So we got catnip. I cannot catnip. Done.
Sam.
I will end up drawing. Wes.
All right. I will try swiping from Evan there. If you got a bang card, you must give me one.
I do not have a bang card.
Your turn.
Okay, it is a 5, which I have. And then I cannot match color, but I can match name. Paw, paw, paw.
There you go. So blue paw to Sam's turn.
All right. Well, I will paw, and I will paw.
All right. I'm going to laser, and then I'm going to give Sam this card. So you must give me your card. All right. Evan's turn, I think. Ooh, that's a nice card, Sam.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, well, it is time for you both to draw a card.
Awesome. And Sam's turn, I think.
I will paw and paw.
Okay. I will paw and say, oh, I can double paw too. Off to you,
that
Evan.
totally destroyed me.
I destroyed you.
You did. I'm done. Destroyed.
Oh, and Sam, if you didn't have a card at the end of the round, you would have to draw one.
Okay. Sorry, I just saw we do have someone in the chat.
Oh.
Eric Ledger has joined us.
Hey, what up, man?
Is it my turn now?
No, it's your regular turn. Yep.
He's in there making dad jokes.
I will draw one. And I will play the paw.
Cool. So now my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I will play a blue bang.
Heyo, which does nothing.
Nothing. Looks pretty. It's a dud.
It's a dud. I will meow.
Sam's turn.
Meow.
I will meow.
Meow.
All right, you're both meowing. That's fantastic. I am going to draw a card and say go.
Meow.
Evan gets 2 turns, right?
It's actually not good for me, but I was hoping something else would happen. Wait, look at this.
Keep on meowing.
Meow.
Back to Sam's turn.
And bang.
Oh, he went out with a bang.
Kitty bang bang.
Meow.
Nice. I happen to have 2 bangs in my hand, so I would actually lose 3 lives this round.
Ooh.
And Evan, do you have any bangs in your hand?
I do not.
So you don't lose any. So there you go. And then we would normally play one more round, but I think you guys get the idea and probably have gathered enough feedback to bash this game to bits and
Yeah, I think
try
so.
to clean it up a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just some other things to mention. All the art is just fun little cat artwork done by me in the graphic design.
Oh, nice.
And Just having fun with a light, clean, simple theme. So happy to hear all the concerns with what we could see are some glaring issues and get feedback either way. So you want to go first, Sam?
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, sure. So first off, while a very chaotic experience, this was very fun. I it what Uno does and why Uno is still around after so many years,
Yeah.
this game has capitalized on and still keeps you engaged. You feel like your decisions do have valuable meaning. But the big downside that I feel is the length that it
Yep.
ends up taking. It just there are situations and how the cards interact that just seem too long at this stage. Where are you at in development? What playtest number is this? If you're counting playtests, or if you would ballpark
This
that?
one's in early development phase, so the art kind of just helps encapsulate the cards, but we're in the 5 to 6 playtest range right now, so
Okay.
early in.
Yeah, given that, I think you're in a solid place in that early point. The game is so fast paced and bringing you in that I didn't have time to write notes. There's not much downtime between your turns, but I think that's actually a very good sign.
Yeah.
Because of the type of game that you're dealing with here. The question I have is, as far as marketable product,
Right.
where you're aiming at trying to get that foot in the market. I don't know how easy it is with this, especially with Exploding Kittens being out there with the theme.
There's cats in a blender and exploding kittens and all kinds of kitten themes. But
I've never heard of Cats in a Blender. That's just how much Exploding Kittens just dominates that theme.
Yeah.
So I do wonder and worry about that, though that's not really a gameplay perspective issue.
That's still good to think of, right? So
yeah,
Exploding Kittens, Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, completely different types of games, but I can see how that would get intermixed or overlooked.
The only other than that one, you have to play a paw that just ended up grinding the game to a halt, essentially, and everybody slowly drawing cards.
Box.
That was definitely a problem.
Certainly lived up to its name, but yeah.
And that may seem that, I don't know, if that was a colorless card, that wouldn't have as much problems there.
Right.
Or if it allowed for any color of card, that could be an easy solution. But nothing other than that, nothing was just like take me out of the experience, other than it takes a little bit longer to pick up than this type of game typically falls into. The 3-axis I think is cool. I think is interesting. The comboing, that doesn't stand out. The playing multiple cards, I wonder whether or not you need it, whether or not it really adds to the game. If it adds to the levels, I'm just not sure on. But all in all, I mean, it's a fast-paced, quick party style game that I want to say it'd be really fun to play with kids, but the text takes a little bit. So
it's not all symbols, so then it's less accessible because of that.
You've got a larger or a higher age cap than Uno does, but but that's fine. That's fine. I wouldn't knock a game for needing to be played with a 10-year-old over a 6-year-old. So But all in all, I don't think there's much more to say there. It's simple, it's streamlined, it's fun to play.
Cool. Thanks for giving it a whirl, Sam.
Bounce. There we go.
Off to Evan.
Yeah. Okay. So, Eric says, tacking on to what Sam is saying, I immediately started comparing it to Exploding Kittens when I saw the name. I was expecting some twist on Exploding Kittens based on the title alone.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so probably a common thing
Yeah.
for any audience would be, is it like Exploding Kittens? And is that a good thing that you want or not a good thing you want? Yeah, so I think and did you already say what your target audience was?
This would be in a light gamer range, so it'd be like ages 8 and up, and then it would be just for entry level gaming or family gaming.
Yeah. I have a few thoughts. One is the basic conceit of the game, just the basic card play idea. I think is fun, um, but there are a few things causing issues. One of them is, and this is opinion, of course. One of them is I think the bang mechanic is being vastly underused.
Right.
I think when you play that bang card, you remove somebody's life. You know, if you play it as your final card, then all your opponents lose a life.
That's an interesting thought.
It
Yeah, make
should
it more
be
impactful.
like, people are losing lives left and right. I would even say there maybe should be more bang cards as
Yeah.
as a total percentage of the deck. Just because like that's what's the crux of the game, right?
Yeah.
Is getting somebody down to 0 lives. So I think you will speed up your game time, and people will feel like they have more things that they're doing rather than waiting to end the round with a bang card. But during the play, they will actually be reducing people's lives as well. So I would think about really upping the ante on the bang cards, total number and ability.
Yep.
I would even consider making them stackable.
Stackable bangs.
So if somebody plays a bang after me, they get to kill 2 lives, right?
Yep.
Then it's bang bang. So that I think that would go a long way towards speeding up gameplay and making it a little more like probably a little closer to the feel you might want. I don't know if that's true.
Yep. No, it's good.
Aside from that, there are, I think, probably up to twice as many different card abilities as you probably want. Maybe not quite that, but you have whatever this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 card
Yeah.
abilities, and I would probably cut that to like 6, maybe 7.
Yep.
Just for speed of play, ease of knowing what's coming into your hand and what you would want to do with it after the first round, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Rather than constantly having like, wait, when would I play that? The cards without numbers, I would just go ahead and throw numbers on them, so you're not trying to figure out, wait, how do I play this card?
Yep.
What's going on here? I would just incorporate them into the basic system so that the whole system flows a lot better.
Yep.
And let's see. I don't know what the intention for the stacking rule was, because it sounded like the way we ended up doing it was not the right way. Um, but my assumption as far as what would be probably a easier thing is, on your turn you play a card that matches name, color, or number, and then if you can play additional cards of that number.
Right.
Like you can play a set of the same number as long as the first card matches name, color, or number. Is that what your rule is?
Well, originally the rule was only playing 2 of the exact number cards, but I got that like I hadn't played around with it enough, so I misinterpreted it when I was trying to explain it.
Okay.
But normally just it would be matching numbers or names, but that's
Yeah.
where the paw came into confusion there. So I've got to
Gotcha.
fix that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, in my head that's what would make sense is first card matches name, color, and number, and then you can add any other colors or any other cards of the same number on top of the number you played.
Yeah.
The only cards that wouldn't have numbers on them, just to update my last feedback, would be the stackable cards. If that's how you play stacks of cards, then you would have the stackable cards actually not do that, because then that gets weird. So the
Right.
bang and the um, what's the one where every other player draws a card?
Fish.
Fish. Yeah. So the bang and fish would not have numbers, and everything else would. In the like concoction that is in my brain.
Yeah.
The mechanic on the pounce card, I think, is an easy cut. Just because it's so different and weird, and you have to like think about wait, the timing's different. I don't play it on my turn, and it doesn't
Yeah.
really provide, or at least I didn't see how to make it provide a huge game breaking or interesting thing other than like, yay, I get to play another card.
Yeah.
Which, let the basic system do that rather than like a weird one-off card that is played totally different than every other card. Swipe makes sense, is good. The box needs a
We love that
change.
box.
My recommended change would be, you must play any paw card on this card.
Yeah.
So that it obviates the need for the number or the color.
Yeah.
So then at least we're just waiting to draw a paw. It doesn't have to be a blue paw.
Right.
I do want to pile on with
Yeah.
Evan's Pounce commentary that he had just a minute ago. Thinking about this at the table with how quick it plays in the reversing turn order, and also with Pounce specifically being able to take you out of turn order completely. Once you've got 6 people at the table, you've got some player tracking issues. And either a token or a card that shows if you're going clockwise or counterclockwise, useful just to be able to deal with that. And just with how fast the game tends to play, because you are bringing in a little bit more experienced gamer into the family weight game, which means they are going to be playing a bit faster. And also possibly when you've got to actually move that around, if Pounce is something that you keep, being able to remember whose turn it was would be something that would be kind of necessary at that point.
Yeah, I like that. You double-sided token that says direction of play, and it's just you put it in front of whoever's turn it is. Something like that.
Yeah.
But we're a box. Yeah. Any paw card on top. Yeah. Or that would be one to cut. I don't know. More cards need numbers. The fish card with the stackable thing, I think that's awesome. Yarn, it could be a little weird because you have to remember which player's being skipped.
Oh yeah, you're choosing a player, so you'd
So
almost yeah,
you know that might just you might just make it skip a turn because that's a lot easier to remember.
yeah,
I obviously know why you didn't make it skip a turn or skip next turn because then you wanted it to make it a little bit more strategic and interesting. But then
yeah.
there's the memory issue of like, wait, wasn't your turn skipped? No, I already skipped a turn. Wait, but didn't you get skipped the last time? Wait, I don't. Wait. So it does have some tracking issues there at larger player counts, I think. Um, Meow is hilarious, and I love it.
Hmm.
Um, Laser seemed to be like an ability that nobody really cared to do most of the time.
Yeah, I think that one's an easy cut. The pounce is an easy cut because I think I have to cut. Probably like if I want to trim down abilities, I'd probably want to cut down 4 at
Yeah,
least. So
yeah.
I think
Um,
SWAT is another one nobody really cared about.
SWAT SWAT didn't seem to be relevant almost ever. I could fathom a couple of situations where you would want to do that, like, but for the most part, I couldn't.
Yeah, all
Um,
right.
um,
If you're dropping laser, I would suggest you actually also change yarn to you just give them a card from your hand
oh,
because
nice.
that accomplishes the same with the card count without the
Yeah,
bad feeling of I missed out on a turn
oh, that's great.
Right.
I like that a lot.
and is actually beneficial to you as well because you got rid of 2 cards in exchange for them getting 1 card.
So you get rid of 1 card, they get 1 card. Yeah,
Yeah. Swipe, I think, is great. And yes, and it directly interacts with what is different about your game from Uno, you know?
yeah,
So I think that's cool to lean into abilities that like really focus on the differences.
yeah.
Scrap is a weird thing that I also thought was really fun. So I would want to keep it, but it is weird. Um,
Right.
I just liked it. Dig is potentially kind of cool, but it's very weird to understand. Wait, do I just play the top card of the deck as if I played it? Or do I lay the card down and we just say that I played it, but don't actually play it for the words that are on the card? It's like right now, I'm not quite sure what it does, but
Yeah, the idea is you play it for the words that are on the card.
it
You treat
sounds
it like
like it would be cool.
yeah.
Um, and it's kind of like a
You can
wild,
if you can
you know,
dig
like
up a dead fish, that's excellent.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it should just be play the top card of the deck.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then, if you have a card that affects what's going on, what's the card? The 8 SWAT. If
yeah,
SWAT's putting a card on top of the deck, then dig, maybe there's a weird combo there, but the likelihood of trying to go for it's probably pretty low, so probably not worth doing,
yeah.
game mechanics wise. But there's
But
there's
we're
some
not trying to play
possibility.
Magic the Gathering here, so
Right? Yeah, yeah. It's probably a little over
yeah,
the head of the target for this game, to the likelihood of that actually happening. Hiss. Uh, Hiss, I think it's cool. I like it. Um, so my big thing is I really like the potential gameplay of this when it's streamlined and a little more, like zing zangy, bing bangy, kitty kitty bang bangy.
kitty
Um,
kitty bang bang. Yeah,
um, the obviously switching themes would get you away from the exploding kittens comparison. Um, I don't know if you need to do that, um, or not. I don't really feel strongly about it actually personally. I feel like there's a gajillion cat games. Yours just also happens to say bang, um, in the title,
yeah.
um, which explode
I
and
think two
bang.
of two of the most popular games last year that I always see are what Loop always shows up, and then the other one is the one with Schrodinger's cat. what is it called?
Oh, Cat in the Box.
Cat in
Yeah.
the Box.
Yeah, so cat card games, like I don't think there's any issue there. The only thing is the bang, which makes it sound like an explosion, which is exploding kittens.
Yeah,
But again, I don't know. I think if you took the explosion off of the art,
yeah,
I think that would go a long way toward mitigating any issues there. Because you drew an explosion. If there's no explosion drawn, then the likelihood of that comparison and weird feelings about that comparison probably drops.
yeah,
Because if the bang is, because obviously Kitty Kitty Bang Bang is a great play off of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, like great play on words. Um, the cat pressing the button is a cool thing because maybe it's planning world domination or
yeah,
whatever, and maybe we three. I don't know if you have a larger narrative, but maybe we three players are vying cat factions to try to rule the world that we're destroying, or you know, like we're like, no, I'm gonna control the human world, so I have to take out your faction, or I don't know what your larger narrative is, but I
yeah, yeah.
suspect if you delve into the larger narrative, that will help inform what that bang means, and what, yeah.
Eric offered up copycats as an option, and all of your cats are working at Kinko's now. So
That's pretty good,
Copy.
actually. I like
also
that.
he said he loves the pun title. Just that it draws the comparison.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and this is Eric. One way to speed up gameplay instead of everyone continually drawing until someone can play, just allow someone to play any card from their hand when everyone passes.
Nice variation.
See, that's basically what I've got. Yeah, making a simple card game is hard, man.
I know.
It's hard. It really is. I know, there's an idea in the designer realm, that like making a simple card game is like, oh, you know, that's a good basic task.
Right.
And you're like, it, like every once in a while, they're like, I don't know, I made it in 10 minutes and it works and it's great. And that's fine. And that's awesome. But for the most part, it's hard work and it's not easy to get to the final version. And it's like,
Sylvester Stallone, he said he wrote Rocky in 3 days and it won an Oscar. So
right.
there you
Yeah,
go.
exactly. Like that happens. But for the most part, just because it's a simpler game doesn't mean that getting to that simplified, really fun thing was easy.
Yeah.
And people kind of confuse that idea a lot. But I think you're off to a great start, and I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Sam.
Was there anything you wanted to know about that you did not already hear about or glean from what we said?
Maybe not mechanics wise, but just visually, were the cards clean and crisp enough? Like did the text come off well enough, or do you have any graphic design recommendation?
It seemed fine to me. The way that TTS displays them makes it tough. I can't read the title because it just displays them directly left to right. So I can't read the
Yeah,
title, and the art isn't distinct enough from card to card to really tell from just like the left strip
yeah,
of a card. So if anything, you could potentially do, move the name to the left into the left of the card, or have a little like icon on the left that says what card type it is, or if you only
yeah,
have 6 card types, then that becomes a lot more feasible and useful. But if you have more than that, then probably isn't super useful to have that.
right.
But aside from that, everything seemed pretty legible. As a Magic player, I do have lots of nitpicks about specific grammar and phrasing,
Right.
right? Because to me, it all has very specific meaning. And if you get into the nitty gritty of specific meaning of the grammar and language, then I usually have lots and lots to say about the way somebody has written a rule on a card.
Right.
But I'm not going to go into it because it's pretty nitpicky, and I don't know if you're in a place where you really need that
No,
pass at this time.
no, we're good for now.
But yeah, that's what I've got relative to graphic design and look of card.
Cool.
Anybody else? Any other last minute ideas or comments or graphic design commentary?
As far as the graphic design, I was happy with it for the game there was. And you've got 3 of the most text dense cards on the chopping block here.
Right.
So I think that actually helps a lot, is just to try to minimize your text in a game like this.
Yeah.
So I think you're in good directions that way. Specifically the paw cards that are double colored is just a little odd, because you've got a different text box, whereas all text boxes are lined up with the name of the card otherwise. So
Right.
I don't know that you actually need that, because I think the 2
Pretty
colors are
obvious. Right?
explanatory.
Yeah.
I agree with that. If I were to get nitpicky with wording, I would remove no effect from the paw card and remove the double color paw card would also have no text. And just because like I have dyslexia, so extra words is not clarifying for me. It is brain muddying, and I'm like, and I just have more to process. Where if the words aren't there because they're not relevant, then that's good for me.
Makes sense.
But everybody's a little different on that, you know.
And then as long as your colorblind colors are all spot on, I think you're good graphic design wise. I think it's kind of perfect for a game like this. You could run into an issue with your border that you have there with actual prints, but
you could
right.
You could do like the stitching could have like a different style depending on the suit or something. Just to, like it could be cross hatches for one suit and this way for one suit and this way for one suit, just so that there's an extra visual cue for any color difficulties for folks. Just an idea.
Yeah.
If you wanted to invest into the art more too, you could do different types of cats doing the same thing, just as another subtle nod, because they are all the same kitten here, right?
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
picture other than the paws.
Yeah.
Eric says, if you're asking about art with an eye toward a final product, I like the art. It's nice, but again, with the punny title, I was expecting quirkier art. Make it quirkier, he says. Okay, what from our time today has really stuck with you, and what's your next move going forward?
I like the in-round bang damage or loss of lives to make the rounds more dynamic, and so the concept of only playing 3 full rounds might be more impactful, and that's one thing. And I think just really thinning down on the card abilities, the text. I know Sam had some comments on that as well, so I think those 2 things alone would really smooth up the game quite a bit.
Cool. All right, well, anything else, or should we get the heck out of here?
I think we're good.
Oh, Eric says, with the comparison to Exploding Kittens, I'm almost used to being offended by this type of game. Oh, so Eric was saying he was expecting quirkier art, aka a little bit more offensive, just because of what he's used to seeing.
Yeah.
Little cat parts flying and stuff. I'm okay with not seeing that, but
well, one of the early games that like I backed specifically to follow the campaign fell along those lines, and I like got it, and I'm like, wow, I don't know that like I might need to hide this when people come over in case they open it up.
Kitborg. Okay, so let's tell the folks at home how they can find you and support what you're working on, Wes.
I am at Wes Woodbury on Facebook and on Twitter, and you can see my Shopify page, Fundamental Games at Shopify.
All right, Sam, how can people find and support what you're working on?
Just let me stop blurring my background again. You guys got to go out and buy Wes Woodbury's Forge. I mean, the game is great. I absolutely love this game. So
It is a good one.
You can find me outrunthebeargame.com is how you can support me. I've got a little web store there. I've got an awesome little one satisfied bear pin that I will drop everywhere. A sweet acrylic
It's too
pin.
heavy. It's a big bear.
Also the board game. Then or you can sign up for the mail list if you go there, and then there will be a survey soon if you also want to hear about Button Kingdoms, a game of fluff and corruption. So, yep.
What's that?
Fluff and corruption.
I like it. I'm Evan Halbert. You can go buy copies of After the Empire from Gray Fox Games. I've got some other games coming out in the next couple of years. I don't know if the name's going to change, but currently it's called Wildwood with 25th Century with some Beth Sobel art on there. I got a big, heavy Euro game coming out with Crafty Games in the next 3, 4, 5 years. Unknown exact timing. And expansion for After the Empire, hopefully going to crowdfunding next year. Hopefully, we'll see. Their pipeline's crazy. Anyway, and a bunch of other games. And a lot of folks here would know Emily Willix's project, Bah Humbug, which I believe is pushed to next Christmas as being like the target for when that comes out. But I did one of the little games in that sucker too. So find that and buy 10 copies of that for the holidays. And you'll be supporting not only Emily and myself, but also a bunch of other designers that we know and like to support. But thanks to Eric for showing up and being in the chat and giving us some nice feedback. Gentlemen, thanks so much. Sam, thanks for coming on. Wes, thanks for showing us Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. Let's get out of here, huh? We